Welcome back to CMF Conspiracies.
Oh.
You ready to dive into some Disney deep cuts today?
Always. What are we looking at?
Well, Mother Gothel from Tangled
Mm-hmm.
and the Evil Queen from Snow White.
Of course. Two of Disney's most iconic?
What if I told you they might be the same person?
Wait, what?
That's the theory we're tackling today.
Wow, okay. I'm intrigued. I mean, they both want to stay young forever, right?
Exactly. And in Snow White, remember how the Evil Queen falls off the cliff?
Yeah, during that storm. Pretty dramatic.
We never actually see her body, though.
I never noticed that.
So the theory goes, maybe Gothel, being all magic and manipulative,
Fake her death.
bingo, laid low for a few centuries, then bam, Mother Gothel is born.
Okay, but how do you go from evil queen to, stealing a magic flower?
Good question. And that's what we're going to untangle today.
Untangle.
Yes. Think about their personalities. Both are master manipulators.
True. The queen tricks a whole kingdom.
And Gothel keeps Rapunzel isolated in that tower, playing on her emotions.
Total mind games. But is that enough to connect them across, hundreds of years?
That's where the location gets interesting. Lots of fans believe Snow White is set in Corona.
Corona, from Tangled. But the timelines don't match up.
Right. Snow White is way older.
Hmm.
But look at the castles in both movies.
They do have a similar vibe, those rounded towers.
Exactly. And those onion dome things on Corona's castle?
Yeah.
They didn't appear in German architecture until after Snow White's time period.
So maybe Gothel, back when she was the queen, ruled Corona already.
And updated the castle later. Explains the architectural mix-up.
Getting more convincing. What about their looks, though? They seem pretty different.
Not really. Similar facial features, especially those eyebrows.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Very arched. And didn't they wear almost the same dress?
You're thinking of the Bliot style. Long and flowy, popular in the Middle Ages.
Medieval fashion. Why would Gothel, obsessed with youth, wear that?
It's a clue. The Evil Queen wears one too. A subtle link from the animators.
Like those hidden Mickeys in the parks. Sneaky.
Anything else jump out at you?
Well, there's that poison apple painted on Rapunzel's tower.
Oh, that's a good one. And those sun symbols near the Evil Queen stuff.
Fitting if she was the ruler of Corona, literally named after the sun's corona.
Starting to feel less like coincidence, right?
Yeah, this is wild. I'm hooked, but part of me is like, isn't this a bit much?
What do you mean?
Like, Disney loves putting little nods to other movies.
Ah, you're thinking Easter eggs.
Yeah. Maybe this is just an homage to Snow White, not a real connection.
It's possible.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, Disney hasn't confirmed this theory.
So we're in speculation territory.
Which is half the fun. We've got clues, but it's all about interpretation.
Exactly. It makes you think, what if? And see the stories differently.
Okay, let's say, just for fun, Gothel is the queen. Why go after Rapunzel?
Maybe her youth magic was fading, needed a boost.
And the flower is that boost. More potent than whatever she used before.
Right. Explains why she hides Rapunzel, freaks out when the hair is cut.
It's not just controlling. It's about survival for Gothel.
Suddenly, she's way more sinister, desperate, not just vain.
Makes you wonder if she lived through all those years.
Could she have messed with other Disney stuff?
Ooh, like a behind-the-scenes puppet master? A Disney conspiracy for the ages?
No evidence for that, but fun to think about. Like, these stories are all connected somehow.
And maybe even crazy theories have a grain of truth, or at least make us think.
Totally. That's why we do these deep dives.
Back to details then. Anything else linking Gothel and the Queen?
One thing folks miss. They both hate sunlight.
Oh yeah. The Queen is always inside during the day.
And Gothel keeps Rapunzel locked up, warns her about the world.
I thought that was just Gothel controlling her. But now that you mention it.
And remember, Corona is named after the sun's corona.
Irony much, like she's running from her past, literally.
Some Snow White stories say sunlight weakens the queen's magic.
So it's not just a quirk, it's left over from her powers.
Maybe tied to darkness all along. Which raises even more questions.
Where'd she learn magic? How powerful is she? How'd she cheat death?
It's like, each answer leads to 5 more questions.
That's conspiracies for you. Makes you rethink what you thought you knew.
And that's the fun part. Looking beyond the surface, embracing the what-ifs.
Especially in Disney, where anything is possible with a little magic.
Exactly. Okay, so, big picture now. It really makes you appreciate these fairy tales, you know?
Totally. They're not just kid stuff.
And these fan theories add a whole new layer.
Makes you look closer, see all the details.
Like, did the animators plan this?
Or are we just connecting random dots?
Either way, it's fun to think about.
It's like a giant puzzle.
We get the pieces, but how they fit.
That's up to us.
And there's no one right answer.
But even the journey of figuring it out.
That's where the magic is.
Before we wrap up, one last thing to ponder.
Okay, shoot.
If Gothel really lived for centuries,
Jumping from Snow White to Tangled?
what does that say about villains in general?
Whoa, good point. Like, can you really defeat evil?
Or does it just change shape over time?
Adapting, finding new ways to be bad.
Maybe the real heroes are the ones who...
Who see through the disguises.
Exactly. The manipulators, the ones who play the long game.
And never give up fighting back.
This theory really makes you think. Thanks for diving in with us today.
Absolutely. And keep those theories coming, everyone.
We'll be back next time with more CMF conspiracies. Until then, stay curious.
Thank you for joining CMF Conspiracies podcast. What do you think about the topic we covered today? Comment below with your thoughts on this subject. If you have a conspiracy you wish for us to deep dive into, please send your topic to our email address or leave it in the comments. Thank you again for watching. Like and subscribe for more content like this.